Howdy, Beefalo Bart here, and welcome. Just kind of waiting for everything to get caught up here. I assume everything is working correctly this time. Yeah, the last time I tried to review this, and one other video, I seemed to have had the settings wrong and had no video whatsoever, so everything was black. However, I'd like to go back and revisit this one. I've already revisited the other one, and the review is going to be on the user interface kit that is currently free on the marketplace. As you can see, I'm compiling shaders. It takes approximately, for my computer, about 8 to 10 minutes for the project to get loaded to this far. And that's because it sits at 45% for about 6 of those minutes, or 7 or 8 of those minutes. Times may vary based on your computer. Let's see if I can do something really quickly without killing the entire stream. Alright, so there should have been only a mild pause there. It wasn't loading everything correctly on my end. So, still compiling shaders. And while it's composting shaders, if you look at the marketplace, you'll get the usual, and it's cool that they got some featured items here. Jigsaw inventory system. Yeah, that looks kind of cool. Scroll down, you get free for the month. Normally it's 5 items. This month it's 10 items. And I've already reviewed, haven't reviewed that yet. I haven't even looked at it yet. I did a review on HQ Residential House, and I did a review on... I don't see it. I am John Galt 75, who's a regular on the channel here. Had his animations were in here, and I don't see them. Odd. Okay, but yeah, this is it right here. It's listed under 2D Assets, User Interface Kit. Howdy, 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 and welcome. Good to see you again. I don't have the camera on, but tonight's drink of choice, besides coffee, is not Orange Crush for once. It will be later, but I'm drinking something slightly different. It is, and still no sponsors, by the way, Silk cashew milk, and it's chocolate cashew milk. Really good, and good for you. Okay, so still compiling the shaders there. The user interface kit, while it's loading, doing its thing, the one thing I don't like about it so far is, let's take a look at it here. It is create project. Whenever you look at it, you get the create project and remove local content. There is no add to project, it's create project. So to be able to get this into your project, if you've already got a project started and you want to add this content to it, you could possibly migrate it over. However, everything is kind of strictly built into it. And as soon as it's done with the shaders, we'll actually take more of a look at it. So, but to add it to your project, you're going to have to migrate it over. Otherwise, you're going to end up building a project around this. So let's minimize that. And while we're waiting for 1,400 more shaders to compile, another thing right here is the lighting needs to be rebuilt. Come on. Before you release something to the marketplace, take the time to go ahead and build the lighting in your project for your example map. It doesn't take that much time on your end, and it's a nice professional touch if you're going to release content to actually have it ready for release. So it's like, extra homework that you have to do if you want it to look correctly. So I'm going to go ahead and click here so I can get my content, and then we'll start peeking at some of the things here. So in the UI kit, the first folder is blueprints, In that, we've got the minimap capture, prototype UI controller, and third-person game mode. Action bar folder, we've got structure here, and you have action bar blueprint. You got objectives, and that's just a blueprint, and then you've got enumeration, which is another type of listing system. Get the mannequin, you get some materials, showcase, and the showcase is going to contain some audio, blueprints, demo room, all sorts of stuff here. So we're almost done with this, and what I'll do is I'll make a walkthrough here, and then I'll go back through the files more completely, just to kind of show what I think of for this. And you got a bunch of widgets. So we're almost done with this. So first thoughts is, I don't like a project or an asset pack that requires you to add to project instead of, I'm sorry, it's create project as opposed to add to project. I would rather have something that I could add to project. And this is not that case. So if I just hit play and run it in standalone, first off, I have a mouse cursor. I don't like that, but in this case, if I left click, you see I got an explosion in the air. It's actually firing with that, but I can use the right mouse button to actually hold down and pan around. Not a fan of that, but okay. So you've got different stations here that you walk up to. That's listed as 2, so maybe I'm supposed to go to a different room first. There's no clear indication of which room to go to first. Ask for support in the forums. We'll answer ASAP. That just kind of, it's nice that it pops up and kind of gets larger as you get closer to it. That's nice. So what do we have over here? Same thing. Talking about their video. Rate us in the marketplace. Well, so far I'm not happy. Okay, so let's go back to this room here. And you walk over to this. Don't forget to drag spells to your action bar. Okay. 2A open spell book. Okay. So if I hit, am I supposed to hit 2? No. Supposed to hit A? No. So you got a mini map. That's a nice thing to have right there. Open the windows. Visit the display or displays to open useful windows. Alright, so I walked into it, and that brought up this window here, which is kind of hard to see, but it's nice that it's draggable. It's hard to see because of all the, hey, rebuild the lighting. So you got heal, AoE, mana regen, example, fire. So they've included some speak. So I'll drag the heal to number 3, AoE, number 2, fire. Whatever, I'm just going to drag these in here. Mana regen. So now we can drag those into, and we can manually close it. So we hit the number 1 key. Lovely. Number 2. I don't really see anything happening there, but I did the fire thing, and it stayed where I was. Well, this is user interface, not necessarily an actual spell casting kit. And what is this supposed to be? A talent tree? Yeah, whatever. So, interesting. You get the different arrows and stuff like that, and nice looking little windows. And it comes with a bunch of little items, like you get your inventory here, swords, and that kind of stuff. Again, hard to see because of that crab. And an overall map. But can you hit the M key to bring up the map? Yes. And M does not close it. A toggle would be nice on that, but whatever. And a bad guy who will come at you and start shooting fireballs at you. and getting my ass kicked because, yeah. Trading 3 key for heal. Okay, delayed action, but whatever. Yeah, so far I like that it's got a mini map. I like that it's got a map feature. Comes with a bunch of different icons. I wondered how they were doing that, but essentially it's just a cube, and the cube's changing its position, sliding in and out. Kind of a cool feature, but yeah, cool. So let's take a look at the last 2 rooms here. What is this? Layout. So, yeah, apparently you can change your layouts of how your mini map and so forth is. And it's changing it by doing that. Got some little action bars right here, or hotkeys, or whatever. Don't appear to do anything, but last room. Okay, I'm showing the generic basic window system, which I like. It's nice. It's kind of a shadowed version, but with a round monochrome look to the exit X. Compass, nice feature, and it's actually interactive. It's actually showing the direction that I'm looking. Same thing with the mini map that's here on the wall. The mini map that actually shows your position. It's a nice feature. And the rotating mini map, yep, also cool. Visit the icon room. Yeah, I already did. Nice water texture in the background. Get your health bubble or progress bars here. Nice. So, okay, you've got all these cool little gadgets and gadgets for progress bars and whatnot, but what is actually useful from this project? Let's go ahead and hit escape there. You got your example layouts. You can take a look at how they did their layouts. I'm going to open up that widget, and damn it, Unreal Engine 4, why can't you keep editor preferences stored? Default, main window, loading and saving, disable autosave. Is it that damn hard to save settings in this damn thing? So, okay, here's what it was before. We've got our hotbar down here. We've got our progress bars up here for health and mana. Objective description box in the mini map. So let's actually take a peek into the graph here. And this is the event graph. And the only thing they've got in here is on event construct. Get player character, cast to example character, get children count, canvas panel for each loop. Yeah. So you can take a look and see how they did things in here. However, for this to work in your own project, interesting kind of weird carbon fiber look to the floor. It's nighttime sky. To get any of this to work with your existing project, what I would probably do is do this, create this project, and then just rip out the things that you need for your own. Because the fact that it is currently free on the marketplace, you can go to the marketplace right now and get it free of charge, and you can use it for whatever you want. It's all yours. Sorry, that's good stuff. So you can actually rip out anything and everything that you want. Got all these action bars. I'm not even worried about their stuff whatsoever. And the widgets, if you want to look at and see how they did it and how they made them work, that's great. You're welcome to it. Looks like they're using a render target. So look at the character. It's a standard looking third person character. Let's find their character. Mannequin. Where is the blueprint for their character? Third-person game mode, objectives, action bar. Where are you hiding your character? Showcase. Blueprints. There we go. Example character. Alright. Any event graph. Event any damage. Oh, that's, normal. Call update a bar. Okay. Not exactly how I would do it, but okay. And they're running an event tick. I don't like no event ticks. Same thing for updating the bar. Left mouse button. Bullet cost, current mana. Create inventory, gamepad input, mouse input, movement input, touch input. Those are the standards there. They didn't change those. Event begin play, create inventory, which is where? You're calling a custom event here. And it's saying create inventory. Where did you put it? Oh, you set it up as a function that way. Okay. Again, not how I would do it, but okay. Spawn actor item. Location. Yeah, it's not worth looking at. What I would actually be taking from this would actually be the, and not even any of the blueprints that they've got done. You don't need the character stuff. That's just standard third-person character. Audio-wise, there is no real audio in there, so. Materials, nothing really in there. Some particle effects, but those are from the, for the most part, from the sample content, the regular sample content. So if you go to add new, add feature content pack and starter content, those same things are in there. All I would probably take from this entire setup, and it's just me, is like this stuff, the textures for the action bars, and for the yeah, I got so much stuff in here. The textures for like the exit button for closing, the actual compass, perhaps you could break it down, see how they did it. You could take out the little pieces, parts from it, but for the most part, I think what I would end up doing is looking for the individual action bar textures, the buttons, so you get your icons and stuff like that, gradient bars. You've got regular bars and circles. These are for your like mana bar, health bar, things like that. Icons, you got a bunch of icons in here that are great if you need them. I mean, like swords, ninja star, helmet, rope, hammers, axes. If you're mining gold or silver or iron, whatever, it's got some nice icons. It's got some modernized weapon icons. You got I don't know. It looks almost like a CZ compact. You got G36, Uzi, unusual Caltech looking rifle there, an AK, and some tacticalized HK USP, a knife, and a grenade, old school lemon grenade that nobody uses or has used in many years. Arrows, progress bar empty, progress bar full. Those are going to come in handy for setting up your progress bars. The windows, yeah, I would say if you're going to use anything from this, just use the individual pieces parts, like the talent tree background or the windows, the icons, the little pieces parts. But also use what's here in this project to actually come up with how they get the mini map to work, or how did they get the compass to work, or things of that nature. Because I think that would actually be pretty cool to actually have a knowledge on how their compass works. There is a somewhat of an AI behavior tree in here. You might could learn from that. Don't know. Materials, props. Yeah, not much in the way of props in here, but there's little things in here you can take from it that you can learn from, and let it be a learning thing. And what I always tell everybody, that when you're shopping through here, and I think the developer, was it Christianos Philippos? Sorry if I'm butchering your name. I think you've done some really cool work in here. I just think for the average person, it's a lot for them to try to, for a new developer to look at this and say, oh, that's awesome, I want to add this to my project. It's not very easy for someone to just add it to their project unless they have a little bit more knowledge on what they're actually doing. Am I saying no, don't get it? I'm saying, hell, it's free, get it. You'd almost be dumb not to get it, because of the potential things that you could learn by reverse engineering what they did. And if you go in here and look at Spellfire, or how he did that, or I would say definitely the minimap and definitely the compass would be something you want to look at to learn how he did it. I think it's really good content, but as for being able to use it in your own projects, no, you're not going to be able to unless you really know what you're doing. Besides the fact that it's create to project only instead of add to project, so you're going to have to create a project before you can even start getting this stuff out of here. And if you wanted to add it to your own project, then essentially you're stuck with adding the entire thing. You right click on it and select migrate, and it'll gather all the dependencies. It'll say da 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 da, okay, and then it'll ask you for a location of the content folder of the project that you want to add it to. Select that, and then bang, it'll move this into that project. So you can do it that way and actually move it into your project. But I would just create a project, sort through it, see what you need from it, and figure out how it was done. And worst case scenario, you can actually take and minimize the project if you've only got one monitor. I have 3, so I can move it over to another monitor. And I can sit here and, God, I hate it whenever it does that. It minimizes everything. I can have one project up on one window and another project up. I can have multiple projects open at the same time. So if I'm trying to add the contents of this into another project, I can have 2 projects open in separate windows. And it's nice having a separate monitor where I can have it over here on the left and be able to read the blueprint and just make that blueprint work inside my other project. But you get what I'm saying. If I had to pay for this, knowing now what I know from it, no, I probably wouldn't buy it, but it's really good. I don't know what the normal price would have been for it, but and it doesn't show what the normal price is. And at the end of this month, it's going to go back to being paid. So you see right here, monthly Unreal Engine sponsored content product for May 2019. That will be removed, and it will go back to being a paid product after this month. So I definitely say go to your marketplace, go to free for the month, and you can see it that way. Death animations from mocap. Says I own it, but I would swear that there was another asset there that was from John Galt, and the location where the mocap was, and it was his. God, I got so many assets in here. Now, this is not all. I've been able to archive some of it, and then you think the majority of the Cindy Studios, I have them on a separate one. Well, there's the Death Animations from mocap. It was nice that I have it, but I don't remember getting it. Where the hell was John's? It was a jetpack animation set right here. For potential copyright problems. It was probably those people at mocap. As far as I could tell, there shouldn't have been any potential copyright issues with John's stuff. Because I still have it right here. And it's still listed as Create Project. But then again, I got a bunch of John stuff in here too. So, and I also have stuff that John didn't release as well. Because, you know, I've worked with John a little bit, and I like John. Oh, I very seldom look at my emails. Yeah, I got stuff like I have a couple different of these up. There are two different versions. There are different updates of this from where I was screwing around with them. Oh, well, I don't think there was anything in there personally myself that, of course, I don't know the Firefall Tribes game. Oh, yeah, I mean, I like John's work, though. I mean, I've got his multiplayer Steam base that he created, as opposed to my template that I use, that I sell. I've got his team one. I got several different versions. Like, I see 1, 2, 3 versions of his teams. Jetpack rifle anthems, jetpack TPS base. Yeah, I got a bunch of his stuff though. He's got good stuff. God damn it, he knows. He's forgotten more about multiplayer replication than I probably know. Jetpack TPS base. There was one of them in here that was really kick-ass. I've seen some of his other stuff that he's been doing, and holy crap, the man's talented. Yeah, we did. Yeah, I did do a review on that, but I want to keep this video kind of short and restock this on the review of that, because I did do that video and I had no video. Yeah, I need to look at his YouTube more often. I like John. He and I get along most of the time, but you know, he's an old fart. Not as old as I am, but you know, us old farts, we have our times. We're bickering old guys, you know. Yeah, I want to keep this one relatively short. What I can do is, I feel like streaming tonight, even though it's late. It's almost midnight my time. It's not late for me, but I wanted to keep this one relatively short, and this was to make up for the video that had no video in it about this particular asset pack. So, right off the bat, if there was any other ones from the marketplace that were free this month that you guys want to see that I haven't done already, free for the month, and death animations. Always need death animations. So I guess what I could do is I'll take a quick break, and since I haven't done a review on this one, and apparently I have it, and I didn't know I had it. This is I don't think this is the one that I got directly from their website. They had a free animation pack on their website, but I don't think this was it. But let me get a quick break, and I will come back, talk in 10 minutes. I have to let YouTube reset. Since these are live streams, I have to let YouTube reset so that I can start the stream up and it doesn't continue this as the new video as part of this video, in other words. So I have to take about 5 to 7 minutes for that to go on. So what I'll do is I'll come back and I'll do one on the Death Cap animation mocap pack, and this one is an add to project. So what I can do really quickly here is, if you are cool enough to have a copy of my Simple Multiplayer Steam template, this is the 420 version. I've got to redo the 422 version, but SMST 420 is the actual one. What I always tell everybody, if you want to create something and start from scratch, what I do is I right click on it, I select clone, and I give it a new name, Death Anims, and then I make sure that I'm in the correct folder, which is my Unreal Projects folder, and then I'm going to hit create and then hit continue, and it takes a couple minutes or moments and it creates that new project. And then once you see it pop up here, so it should pop up like right here in between these two, and there we go, Death Anims. Then what I do is I go to the folder for my Unreal projects, and then I find that particular project, which I called it Death Anims. Go in and I delete the saved folder. Now, if I go into this project, this will be based off of my Simple Multiplayer Steam template, and it will be ready to go minus adding the asset pack to it. But if you have this, then say go ahead and, if you want to, just hit play in standalone game. It'll build it out the first time, and once it loads up, you'll see everything that you get with the Simple Multiplayer Steam template, which is, you can see there's Steam thing comes up here. This is my Steam username and avatar. I need to update that avatar. You can do single player, and boom, jumps right into a single player and goes into that map. Hit escape, go back to the main menu, get multiplayer. You can either find a game or host a game, call it whatever you want, hit make. Now this is multiplayer. Anybody who has your project that you built with this can now join you, as long as they're in the same Steam region as you and have Steam running in the background. If you load the game up and it says in big bold letters right here, go connect to Steam dummy, that means you don't have Steam running in the background. So you need to have Steam running in the background, and then it should work. And of course, exit game works. So what I'll do is I'll take a quick break, and I will go ahead and add the mocap Death Animations, which is currently free till the end of the month. I'll add this to the project, and I will start a fresh video dedicated to this one right here, and I will set them up to work, and we'll set up a test button to actually kill a character, kill a dummy, whatever, just to make it work, just so we can see what they look like. And if I know anything about these, a lot of the mocap anims come with T-pose and Y-pose, or they call it an A reference pose. So yeah, A pose or T pose. I call it a Y pose. You know, call it whatever the hell I want to call it. So A pose or T pose comes with both for retargeting. So we will visit that here, and give me 10 minutes. It's 11:57 p.m. my time, so I'd say no later than 12:10 my time. So about 10-12 minutes. And I'll be right back with another video working with this one right here. I will make them work. I will make characters die, and may even set it up to kill them, you know, because we need some death animations. Alright, see you guys in a few minutes. Make sure you check back in. Be right back, and thanks for watching.